items, the only price you can get is it's a more expensive price. Non-prime eligible, it's $1.50. Prime eligible, it's $4. So
No, a lot of things are not.
a lot of things are not. A lot of things are. And other things you can usually watch with. We're starting with Hashem.
They ordered a fridge on Prime for $3.
Daf Yud Aleph.
$3 shipping overnight. Now they got some more.
Gemara, we're discussing this business with Kila and Kinofet and Nachlitin. That's the trial. So we have. Then Gemara started discussing saying Kriyat Shema under a Kila. Does that can make you considered dressed and you're not considered Lo Yera'eh Becha Erva? Amar of Tachlifa Baravimi Amar Shmuel Hayashem Bekila Arom. If somebody's sleeping in a Kila, which is some sort of a small tent for his bed, Motziro Shahutz Lekila Vekoreh Kriyat Shema. Why we don't say? Rashi says that Rosho Batar Gufo. We put Rosho Batar Gufo. Meiti Hayashem Bekila Arom Lo Yotziro Shahutz Lekila Vekoreh Kriyat Shema. You can't stick your head out and say Kriyat Shema. Right. That's talking. When it becomes Gavo Asara, so thank you. It becomes Hashuv. It becomes like a house, and then it's no good. Achinami mistabra makes sense. Midkatani seifa halamazed dome lo omed bebayit arum shelo yotzi rosho chutz lahalom v'yikra kriyat shema. It's like being in a house. You can't stick your head out the window and say Kriyat Shema. Shema Mina, we see from here that it must be that it's 10, because they're comparing it to a house. Ubayit nami afal pi she'en gavoa asara kiven dekriya. Makes sense to take out the word vadai. The nami, some change it to vadabayit afal pi she'en gavoa asara kiven dekriya. He says a house, even if it's not 10 tall, since it's kavua, it's not worse than kinofet. That's considered an oil to be mafsik. Rashi. Don't say the bayit is like a kila, meaning since we compared the kila to the bayit, that a kila, that's asara, is considered like a bayit, and you can't be motzi rosho and be koreh kriyat shema. So you'll say that a bayit, if it's above 10, you can't, and if it's below 10, you could. Kamash v'lan that a bayit, since it's kavua, even less than 10, it's no good.
Definition of a bayit above 10?
Generally, you have crawl spaces. Yeah. Lashon Achel Amri La Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Shmuel Mutar Lisham Bekilat Chatanim Besukah. Some say you're allowed to sleep in the Kilat Chatanim in the Sukah. The fish ain't lagad because it doesn't have a roof. Afal pisha gavoa asara. But if it would have a roof, it would be asur. Whereas in the Lishna Kama is afal pisha yesh lagad gvush ain't gavoa asara. The second one says if it's gavoa asara, you could sleep there if it doesn't have a gag. I don't even know if you have to say that they're arguing. Hi, Jack. Maran says, אבל הישן העומד בבית ערום, קוראים מגן אברהם, העומד בבית ערום והוציא ראשו חוץ לחלון שלא יראה ערוותו, אף על פי שחצץ בבגד על ליבו הרי זה לא יקרא, כיוון שערוותו מגולה ונראית בבית. אבל הישן ערום בקהילה שאינה גבוה 10 טפחים, להוציא ראשו חוצה לה, וגם חצץ באיזה דבר להפסיק בין ליבו לערווה, אף על פי שערוותו מגולה בקהילה, הרי זה כמכוסה בטלית, שכיוון שאין הקהילה גבוה 10 טפחים, שם כיסוי עליה כמו מלבוש, ואינו דומה לבית שהוא חלוק רשות לעצמו. ולא נוכל לכנות עליה שם כיסוי, על כן אסור. Different than Rashi, right? Oh, we got it from okay. Meiti v'hayashem b'kila b'sukah. Lo yatsa yedei chovato. If you sleep in the kila in the Sukah, you're not yotzeh. And you said even if it's 10 tall, you're allowed. Says the Gemara, no problem. If it has a roof, it's okay. I mean, if it has a roof, it's pasul. Since Shmuel is talking where it doesn't have a roof, it's mutar. Tashema, bring you another proof. Naklitim shnayim. The naklitim are 2 posts. Kinofet arba'ah. The kinofet is 4 posts. Pires al gabe kinofet pesulav. You spread on the kinofet, it's pasul. Al gabe naklitim keshera al belvad shelo yu naklitim gevuhim min hamita 10 tvachim. הגבוהים מן המיטה 10 פסולה, אף על פי שאין לה גג, because the naklitin is only one point on the top. It doesn't have a gag, and yet if it's 10 tall, it's pasul. It's a kasha on Shmuel that says that by kila, since it doesn't have a gag, even though it's 10 tall, it's kasher. Right? Says the Gemara, Shani naklitin de kvi'i. The naklitin are kavua. They attach to the bed. It's much more kavua. Since it's kavua, it becomes a roof, even though it doesn't have a gag. I kvi'i leheve kikinof. If it's been permanent, let it be like a kinof and let it be pasul even under 10. Legabe kinof lo kvi'i. Legabe kila kvi'i. With regards to kinof, it's not kavua. Legabe kila, it is kavua. Rashi. Leheve kikinof. ולפסול אף בפחום מ10, לגבי כינוף ולא כבי לחשוב כמותם, לפסול אף בפחום מ10, לגבי קהילה כבי הלקח, אינו פס לי ב10 אפילו לגג, קהילה לא פס לי אפילו ב10 כי לגג.
How big is this? Is it a tefach or no?
No, if it's a tefach, it's a gag.
So it doesn't have a tefach, and over 10 it's still
naklitin, yes, because it's kavua.
Are you late?
Darash Rabbi Baravuna taught mutar lishon b'kila af al pi sheyesh la gag ve'af al pi shegvo 10. Hakol mutar. Why? Af al pi kiman. Who does he hold? Like it has both qualifications. Rabbi Yehuda. Le'amar lo ati ohel aray u'mevatel ohel keva. Rabbi Yehuda says the temporary thing like a kila doesn't get in the way of an oil keva. The Sukah. Okay. I don't know. But tell to the big one. I don't know if Rabbi Yehuda holds it's because the whole Sukah dirat keva, or even if not. Rashi. Sorry, I'm Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanan. Where does Rabbi Yehuda have such a position? The Tanan. I'm Rabbi Yehuda. Noagim hayinu lishon tachat hamita b'fnei azkenim. We used to sleep under the bed in front of the zikenim. Why? What's his for? He can even bed that's 10 tall. Why? Because it's an oil aray. It's not right. V'leima halacha Rabbi Yehuda. So why don't you just say the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda? Not good enough. Yamar halacha Rabbi Yehuda v'amina hani mili mita. Why the gaba asuya? The reason why it's not mevatel is because mita is not made for under; it's made for over. Aval kila de lo tocha. So you have a kila which is made for under. Maybe since it's made for under, it's stronger to be mafsik. It's an oil kama emalo kamash malan. Tamad Rabbi Yehuda is not because it's made legaba, but the lo ati olaram vatel lo keva lo shna mita v'lo shna kila. So according to Rabbi Baravuna, life is good. Put a kila 10 tall with a gag and sleep on it.
Even what's it called? The other one, the canopy one.
No, maybe that's considered kavua. I don't know that he argues on the Mishnah. I think he does. The Al Mishnah goes like the Tana that holds en yeshanim tachat hamita b'sukah. And he goes, maybe. Rashi. נוהגים היינו שהיינו ישנים תחת המיטה. דמיטה לגבי סוכה אוהל ערי הוא, שמסלקין אותה ממקום למקום, you move it. You might have said, הני מילי מיטה דלגבה עשויה לשכב על גבה יסליפ על תחת, ולא תחתיה, להיות לא אוהל. הלקח therefore לאו שם אוהל עליה, it's made for the top. טעמה לאו משום ערי, it's not because it's ערי and it's movable, אלא לא שמה אוהל. אבל קהילה דלתוכה עשויה ולאוהל הלקח שם אוהל עליה. It's considered a tent, ואף אגב דערי הוא לא מפקעה שמי, doesn't lose its שם אוהל. That'll be mafsik. Hamash malam Rabbi. The ta'amad of Yehuda Hatam is because it's keva, it's aray legabe keva. Doesn't make difference. You made it for the top or the bottom. It's not mafsik, and you can sleep under it. Tosafot ruins the party. He says, "En halacha ken, mutar lishon bekila. En halacha ken." That we hold that oil keva is not mevatel oil aray. Oil aray not keva. Tamrin besof perkin Abai ashkechel Rav Yosef degani bekilat chatanim besukah. He was sleeping in bekilat chatanim. Amar keman kervelezer.
Once you understand that,
Who's Rabbi Lezer?
What?
Rabbi Lezer in our Mishnah?
Kervelezer later that says that shipulei haolim is not haolim.
try to understand what went on before that.
Slain that is not a tent, right? Mashma delo shari ela below gag. He's only matir without a roof, but with a roof would be asur. Whereas according to Rabbi Barachana, that's mutar even with the roof. So you see that Rabbi disagrees with Rabbi Barachana. No, you got that, Ronnie?
No, I'm just saying.
Abai saw him sleeping in a kilah hatanim. He says he must hold like Rabbi Lezer. Maybe he holds like Rabbi Yehuda. He doesn't hold like Rabbi Yehuda. It's only mutar because it didn't have a roof.
Go back a second, the third time.
ואמר בפרק הישן רב שר לרב אחא ברדלה למגני בקהילת חתנים בסוכה משום בקי. There was bugs. So he let him sleep in the kilah. Why? כלומר, דמצטער פטור מן הסוכה.
Must be that it's better to be in the sukkah.
What?
Must be it's better to be in the kilah than to be in your house.
Yeah, because in the house the kids are screaming at this guy you scared.
There's no point.
Big point.
No, I'm saying
Nobody bothers you in the sukkah. I don't know if you ever tried it. It works magic. You sleep straight through the night. The kid doesn't come into your bed. שומר מצווה לא ידע דבר רע. משמע דהה לאו הכי אסור ושיש לה גג. Guys that want to sleep in the sukkah all year long. Right? או כי אידך לישנא דשמואל וגבוה 10 ואף על פי שאין לה גג. Okay. So you have to hold like the other Lishonot. The Rif basically ignores the sugya. He paskins like the sugya later of Abaye. We'll see you later. Okay. Mishnah. Hitla alea et ha-gefen. Ve'et ha-dalat ve'et ha-kisos. V'sichech al gaban. Pesula.
So you're saying it's not an oil? Oil?
It's an oil, but it's not mafsik.
It is an oil.
It's not mafsik. Hedla tralit bela'az. I guess it means to drape. Kisos ira bela'az. V'hu nidlek gefen. It hangs like grapevine. Pesula. She'en mesachachim b'mchubar. It can't be connected to the ground. Da'amar mor. Ve'osfecha migornecha mi'ikvecha. Ve'psola gorem v'yekev v'katum medaber. Fine. Ve'em haya sichuch harbe mehem. If there was more schach, then gefen or kisos or dalaat, or sheketzatzan, or you chop down the vine, kesherat kasher. Rashi says, hirba mahem umevatelam berov. Meaning you have to chabatan, like we said on Daf Tet. When I said it on this Mishnah, you have to mix them. Or sheketzatzan, af le'achar shesechecha bahem. Even after you put the schach on, you can cut them. We don't say, hey, when you put it on, it was mihubar, so now it's still pasul. Zeh kelal. Kol shehu mekabel tuma. Kol she'enu mekabel tuma. Now, kol shehu mekabel tuma. Ve'en gidul me'aretz. If it's mekabel tuma, and it doesn't grow from the ground, you can't use it for schach. Kol davar she'enu mekabel tuma ve'gidulo me'aretz. If it's not mekabel tuma and it grows from the ground, you can use it for schach. Rashi, זה הכלל, בגמרא יליף לה. ואין גידולו מן הארץ כגון עורות בהמה, קאוסקינס. ואפילו לא מקבל טומאה, even if it wouldn't be מקבל טומאה, כגון שמחוסרים אל החי, you didn't turn into a skin yet.
Everything in the world comes from the Adamah. Everything in the world observed from the Adamah. I mean, it's Mahim, Behemot, the Adam, everything is from the Adamah.
Okay, steel?
Does that mean
Steel? Steel also comes from the ground.
How's steel made?
it's underground? I don't know how.
Okay, you'll have to be patient then.
That's a general question.
Yativ, it's not gidulo min haaretz, right?
Doesn't grow.
Doesn't grow from the ground.
It's not. It's because you find it.
Old behemah, so we say behemah, animals,
Yeah, what do we
Grow
say?
from the ground.
they eat from the ground, yeah. What do you mean? They grow from the ground, they eat from the ground.
Are they?
It's mahim, it's all attached. The behemah, they're not attached. It doesn't mean anything, but they're not eating from the
Maybe we need attached. If you want to be
I said,
if you want to be nitpicky, but we'll see later in the Gemara. Yativ, anakdanim. Yativ, I didn't say hadaykanim. I said hanakdanim. Yativ Rav Yosef, kamed Rav Huna. Rav Yosef said in front of Rav Huna, v'yativ v'ka'amar. O sheketzatzan keshera. If you chopped it, it's kasher. Amar Rav, and Rav said tzarich lena'anea. The chopping is not enough. You have to shake it after. Rashi. So what happened? Rav Yosef sat in front of Rav Huna. Look at Rashi. Yativ Rav Yosef. V'ka'amar hachi. Rav Yosef was the one that started talking. The Tanan, O sheketzatzan keshera. Amar Rav Allah. Rav said about that. Nihi de'en tzarich la'hazor u'lesotra. Even if you don't take it down. He has to shake some of them. Those pieces that were put up when they were connected. He has to shake them that this shaking can be kasiyah. Sukot ta'aseh. What does that mean? When you make it, it should be able to be a Sukah. Shouldn't be made when it was pasul. And then you fix it b'tikun mu'at. Like this, the machshir b'ktzitza, that you make it kosher by cutting it. And you don't take it down. Shaking it karov l'stira is almost like taking it down. You lift each one up, manichon, you put it down.
This is where we get the idea that if Sukah stands a whole year, you just pick
No,
up
actually, that one we got from Tosfot on Daf Tet Amud Aleph, where Tosfot said that the Yerushalmi says Menanea.
So you wouldn't have to see Menanea that was made with the shift.
Which?
The one that was all year round. It was actually when you put it up.
The Yerushalmi says you should shake it. For a different reason, because of L'Shem Hag or whatever. So the Gemara says, so he said, Rav says you have to shake it. Amar le Rav Huna. Rav Huna told Rav Yosef, that statement Shmuel Amara. Shmuel said it. Hadrinu Rav Yosef le'apeh. Rav Yosef turned his head. He got insulted. Amar le, he said, Atu mika emina lecha lo amara Shmuel. Did I tell you Shmuel didn't say it? Amara Rav Amara Shmuel. Says Rav said it, Shmuel said it. But Rav said it. Rashi, Adrinu Rav Yosef la'apeh b'ka'as. Amle Rav Huna, you misunderstood me, Rabbi. Hachi kaminu lecha. The Shmuel amara v'lo Rav. Shmuel said it, Rav didn't. You got it wrong. The Rav achshure machshir. Rav holds you don't have to shake it. Look in Rashi. Achshure machshir beloni anua, without the shaking. The kasavar ketzitzata zuhi gemarasiyata. The cutting is the making. You need to aseh. I aseh. You know how I aseh? When I clip the vine, right?
Sounds like Rashi would say because.
Rashi understands what's adrin. Adrin lapeh means I'm upset at you. I don't want to look at you.
You didn't take it out on you, you just had it.
Right? Shasichu. So when it's if chopping the what's it called is considered asiyah, so when it's not asiyah, right? If somebody digs out the haystack, la'asot lo Sukah. Shasichu Haber me'elav. The schach is there on its own. Ve'eno nogea bo. I'm not even touching it. La'asot shum ma'aseh. Right? When I piled the haystack, it wasn't schach, so it was pasuk. Now, as I go and I take out, I'm not even doing a kitzutz in the schach. I'm hollowing under it, but I'm not making a kitzutz in the schach. Right? V'nechnas lo mko v'notela omarim u'mashlich v'asukah na'asim me'eleh defonotea v'sichecha אבל זה שקיצצן, זהו מעשה שלה שנגמר בהכשר. Chopping it is a maaseh.
The last dig also should be a maaseh, no?
Because you're not touching the schach.
The whole thing is schach. Anywhere I touch it.
Whatever I take out is not schach, right?
Yeah.
What I leave is schach. Did you touch what you left?
The bottom of the shovel touched it.
She didn't do anything to it. Okay. Achanami ketzitzatan zu asiyatan. Oh, sorry. Kihad Rav Amram Hasida. Rav Amram Hasida. Rama techilta lefruzma nyanad yomah. The anshe beita. He put techelet for his wife's clothes. Tila'an, he put them on. So why was he giving his wife tzitzit? He went to Ramaz. Rashi says, "Lefruzma de anshe beta." What? Okay. Letalit ishto. The kasavar, because he held Laila's man tzitzitu.
Like this.
He held that nighttime is the time of sisi. Uritem oto.
Stay behind his word.
Uritem oto. Right? Prat leksut somas, coming to exclude blind people. Aval ksut laila, but what you wear at night, chayav. And therefore, misvata says, shelo azeman gerama v'nashim chayavot. Mashma, if the ladies were patur, he wouldn't put it on his wife's clothes. So now he's putting on his wife's clothes. What did he do? He put tila'am letzitziyot bekenafiyot tatalit chut echad kaful dalet. He took one long string, he folded it over, he made it into four. He put it in. Then after he took it out, he snipped it.
Like tires.
He cut it apart. So when he put it in, it wasn't four strings. When he put it in, it's in one string. Right? ותוחבו בכנף ועודנו חוט אחד כפול, חותכו והרם שמונה כפלים, ופוסק ראשין, and he cuts the tops, ונעשים שמונה חוטים.
You have to cut the top and the bottom.
ורב עמרם שכח ולא פסקן עד שעשה כל הבגדים. He forgot to cut it till he made all the twirlings בקשריהם. ונמצאת עשויים בפסול. He made the tzitzit בפסול. דאם בא אל החוט אחד ועתה לכמה דרב. So let's see. רמה תחילתה לפרוז מדען שבטה. תלען יפרמם ולא פסק ראשי החוטין שלהם. עתה לכמה דרב חייה. ברעשי. אמר להכי אמר רב. מפסק כאן והן כשרים. Cut it and it's kasher. Now we're not going to say that Rab doesn't know the ta'aseh v'lo min asui, but we'll see that he says, right? Alma, because we know he said it before. You can't make it min a gardin and whatever min a kotzis. Alma pesikatan zu yasiyatan. You see that cutting off the edges, that's considered making the tzitzit. It's also part of making it. Achanami ketzitzatan, chopping the kisos from the ground is asiyatan.
But didn't Rav say you have to shake it?
What?
Didn't Rav say sarif v'naziyah?
That's what he's telling him. Rav didn't say that.
Oh, so it was Rabbi Yosef.
It was Shmuel that said it. Right? Says the Gemara, Vesava Shmuel lo amrin psikatan so yasiyatan. So Shmuel says it is better. He doesn't know psikatan is asiyatan. Vehatani Shmuel mishum Rabbi Chia. Hitil l'shnei keranot bebatahat. If you put the tzitzit on two corners at the same time, veharkach pasak rashi chutin shelem, and then he cut the tips. Kesherin, it's kasher. Putting it on two is the same as putting it in folded. So what does it mean that he put it on two?
You're putting 4 strings in 2?
Four string through 2 sets of holes. My love, shekosher v'harkach posek. Didn't he tie the knot and then cut it? It's not impossible.
Put it through 2 loops and tie knots for both of them?
Here, look.
Yeah, but there's no knots here.
I'll tell you how to tie the knot.
Yeah, that's
One of the what do you call?
Not at all. You do it from the other side.
That's not also loops.
No, there's 2 open.
There's loops that go through. There's only 2 open. There's 1 string.
Oh, first of all, he didn't say that it's not cut. He put 4 strings separate through 2 holes. Now,
The way it shows it here, you'll see that one. I hear what they're saying. One of them is not cut.
yeah, fine. Now you take this side, yeah, and you wrap it around. You make all the knots, right? And then you snip.
Like this.
Okay.
Jimmy, look.
So he says, "Lo,
The second hole's still gonna need work. One of
nothing. Neither one needs work. You do one, you do the other, then you cut."
Each edge is doing another one.
Says the Gemara. Look at Rashi. Hitil lebet keranot bebat achat she'asa 4 kefalim arukim kishu 2 tzitziot vetochev rosho echad beknaf ze v'rosho echad beknaf ze vekafaf harashim. He folded them ad shegiu ze leze le'emtza orkat, to the middle of the length. My love kosher oseh agdil bezu bezu ve'achar kach pasak emtza'a v'na'asa 2 ואף על פי שנעשו בפסול דכולה קודם שנפסקה חוט אחד. He did make the whole thing before he cut the strings. Could be he put 1 string also. Says Gemara lo sheposek ve'achar kach kosher. He put it in as 1. Then he cuts it, then he does the tying. So the asiyah of the gdil is behechsher. If that's the case, posek ve'achar kach kosher ma'ile memra. What are you mahadish to me? Smau the time I might have thought. Ta'inan kenaf pishat ketil, that it has to be separate strings when you put it through. Veleka kamash malam Rashi. B'sha'ah shepotlo shetole bo aptilim be'inan kenaf echad v'lo shnayim. Kamash malam. No, as long as afterwards, by the time you tie it, you get the kenaf for petil, it's okay. Petil for kenaf, it's okay. Meiti ve, I'll ask you a question. Tila'an velo pasak rosh echotim shelahen. If you put them in and didn't cut the tips, pesulin, ma'ila pesulim le'olam. So you see that b'sha'at tiliyah, it has to be already cut. Ma'ila pesulim le'olam v'tiyuvta derav. Because according to Rav, what's the problem? Pesikatan is enough. Amal charav, my pesulin achi yifsekut, pasul until you chop it. Why? Because the chopping is the asiyah and it's not the asiyah v'lo min asui. Rashi, le'olam va'afilu mefasekam l'shnayim sha'achar k'shukah shel Rav. Shmuel amar pesulim le'olam. If you put them in like that, it's pasul le'olam. Why? Because pesikatan is not asiyatan. V'chen amar Levi pesulim le'olam. V'chen amar Rav Matna amar Shmuel pesulim le'olam. Igeda amri. Others they say amar Rav Matna bedidi have uvda.
When they say pesulim le'olam, they mean even after you cut it, it's still pasul?
Yes, unless you take it apart and put it back. V'ata lekame demor Shmuel. I came to Shmuel v'amali pesulim le'olam. Meiti ve, I'll ask you a question. Tila'an ve'hakach pasak rashi chutin shalem pesulin.
But I clearly said against Rav.
What was he asking? Rav? תולען ואחר כך פסק. ועוד תניא גבי סוכה, תעשה ולא מן העשוי. מכאן אמרו, הבלל את הגפן ואת הדלת ואת הכיסוס. ושיחך על גבן, פסולה, היכי דמי. אילם בשלו כצצן, if you didn't chop it, מה עיריה משום תעשה ולא מן העשוי? Right? Why do you say the reason is תעשה ולא מן העשוי? Typically, the מחוברים לנו. It's מחובר, it's not even, it's not מן העשוי and it's not תעשה, it's פסול. אלא בשכצצן, he did chop them. V'katani pesula, you see it's pasul. Why? Because when you put it up, it was mechubav, which was pasul. So it's ta'aseh v'lo asui. But according to Rav, once you make the kitzitza, because you made kitzitza, because you're only telling me it's pasul because it's ta'aseh v'lo asui, not because it's mechubav. So if you made kitzitza, that should be the asiyah and it should be kasher. Right? V'shma ela b'sheketzatzan. V'katani, even so it says pesula. V'shma mina we see the law amrina kitzitzatan zu asiyatan v'tiyuvta derav. As the Gemara no hagmaya skinan. Amal charav amal skinan de shalfinu shlufe. He shlufi them. The lo minkira asiyah didu. That you can't see that he made a asiyah. Rashi. Shalfinu shlufe peshahan menailan ad shenetekan. He ripped it off the tree until it disconnected. Because there's no clean cut. Because this piece that he ripped off is by the tree still. It's not nikar, he made a maaseh, it's pasul.
What is he talking about? He's saying that you cut it and you moved it, so then you moved the skach.
When you cut it, it's clear that
If it stayed there, then it's ta'aseh v'lo min asui.
it's not. Tosot says not really ta'aseh, but it looks like ta'aseh v'lo min asui. Mikol makom. What do you do with the reisha? Tila'an ve'achar kach pasak kasher l'Rav. Because Rav holds it tzitzit is kasher. Kasha? It's a question. Rav Tanu Palig or something. Says the Gemara, Leima Tana'ehi. Let's say it's a mahloket Tana'im if Ketzitza is Asiyatan. We have a Mishnah, no, Braita. Avar veliketan pasul devre Rabbi Shimon beRabbi Yitzchak. Chachamim machshirim. What are we doing? Rashi. Avar veliketan. Anvei hahadas. The berries of the hadas. Jack, you know what the hadas berries are? Little black items. No, there's berries on them.
Black or red?
They're black. They turn black. Right? The first time I saw when I was in Israel in December, one time I saw it. I never saw it anywhere else.
Edible or not?
I think they are.
I used to eat it. It's like limon inside. Small. Looks like limon.
They're not done, they're bitter.
Looks like limon.
Avar v'leketan Rashi hahadas. V'tanan lekaman im ayu anava merubin me'alav. If there's more berries than leaves, pasul. Because now it's spotted, it's not all green. It's not beautiful. But if you're less than the berries, kasher. But you can't pull off the berries on Yom Tov. Why? You're fixing. If he was over, שאמרו הם ממעטים ביום טוב ולקיתם ביום טוב פסול.
What if you want to eat that?
That's a machloket later. So we say he was over and he what's it called to them? Pasul. The Rabbi Shimon said, "Chachamim machshirim." Savruha. The Olam thought the kule alma. Everybody holds lulav tzarich egel. Then you have to tie the lulav. V'yalfina lulav misukah. And we learn lulav from Sukah. Dichtiv gabe Sukah ta'aseh v'lo min ha'asui. And therefore lulav will also need ta'aseh v'lo min ha'asui. Rashi, Savro Rabbanan de Bemedrasha, the Baal Mishma Miner de Blikatan Zui Agmar Melachtam Pligi, the Kule Alma Tarvayu Hanachtana Esfilu Lulav Tzarich Eged, Le'egod Shlosh Taminim Keechad, Ve'shaycha Be'asiyah. So there's an asiyah to the lulav. It's not, you just pick it up. כי ילפינו לולב בסוכה מבניין אב. מה מצינו בסוכה שיש בה מעשה? והקפיד התורה על העשוי בפסול, אף לולב כן. Right? Man the machshir, the one that says it's kasher, savar amrin and gabe sukkah, ketzitatan zo asiyatan, chopping the schach, that's the asiyah. The gabe lulav nami amrin and likitatan zo asiyatan. Picking the berries is the asiyah. So there's no psul of ta'aseh v'lo menasui, because when I pick the berries, it's the same as chopping the schach. Uman de pasil savar lo amrin and gabe sukkah, ketzitatan zo asiyatan. He says you don't say by sukkah the chopping is the asiyah. Vegabe lulav nami lo amrin and likitatan zu asiyatan. By lulav we don't say likitatan zu asiyatan. And that's the machloket. As a Gemara,
You could do the mitzvah with just the hadas.
no,
So anyway, you have to tie them together
no, pick them up all three together without tying them.
and then take out the berries.
No, if you take out the berries and you don't need egg, there's no asiyah. What's asiyah? It's kasher, not pasul. But if you need to tie it and you tied it when it was pasul, you'd have to untie it and tie it again. Says the Gemara. Lo, the kule alma lo amrin gabe sukkah ketzitatan zueset. Everybody else, you don't say it like the bright. The hacha b'meilach lulav misukkah kamefligi. The arguing bichlal. Do I learn lulav from sukkah? Man de machshir, the one that says it's kasher savar lo yafin lulav misukkah. I don't learn lulav from sukkah, and therefore I don't need. There's no pesul of ta'aseh v'lo min asui by lulav. So what's the difference when I pull them off? Man de pasil savar yalfin lulav misukkah. He says I do learn lulav from sukkah. Since you were me'aged the lulav when you had berries and the hadash was pasul. So therefore, pulling off the berries is still pasul because the eged is pasul. It's ta'aseh v'lo min asui. Look in Rashi.
So you can't tie the mahloket of ketzitatan.
Yalfin lulav is lo yalfin lulav misukkah lefsol ba'ta'asui. If you would hold the lulav needs eged, the kula alma lo pligi the alfin lulav misukkah. Everybody agrees you learn lulav from sukkah. And because you took off the berries after you already made the eged is pasul. And therefore you're not yotze lulav. The one that says it's pasul because you need eged, and therefore the eged was pasul before you took off the berries. Now you took off the berries, it's ta'aseh v'lo menasui. Why? Because I don't hold ketzitatan zu yimam melachtan. Umor savar, the one that says it's kasher, kasvar en tzarich eged. I don't have to tie it. If I don't have to tie it, there is no asiyaf. There's no asiyaf. There's no psul.
And we don't know what he holds regarding ketzitatan.
He probably agrees.
Wait, according to Hakamim, you would say that he doesn't need eged at all?
So he's saying, the one that says it's kasher, right? Hold, you don't need an eged.
So what is it that they don't argue? What is it that they don't
They don't argue whether ketzitatan zu yimam melachtan. That everybody agrees. And everybody agrees that if you would need eged, it would be pasul. Why? Because I'm ta'aseh v'lo menasui and ketzitatan lav gemam melachtan. Lav gemam melachtan. We argue if I need eged. What's that machloket? But look at that in Tanayah. That's an established machloket Tanayim. The Tanya lulav ben agud ben shen agud kasher. What do you tie? What you don't tie? It's kasher. Rabbi Yehuda Omer agud kasher shen agud pasul. Tie is kasher, not tie is pasul.
So then putting it in those holders would be.
Let's see. My tamad Rabbi Yehuda. What's his reason? Yalif lekicha me'agudat ezov. He learns lekicha from agudat ezov. Ketiv hatam uchachem agudat ezov. Tay. Ketiv hachal tachem lachem bayom rishon. Ma lehalan be'agudah afkan be'agudah. Just like over there has to be tied, so too he has to be tied. Right? V'Rabbanan lekicha mi lekicha lo yalfina. I'm not learning lekicha. Rashi. Rabbi Shimon savar lekicha tzarich eged. Okay, that's before. So Rabbi Shimon holds lulav tzarich eged leegod shlosha minim. V'shaycha be'asiyah. Ve'al korchach mi be'od yom agadol ma'anavav. V'chilokto b'yom tov haber le'min ha'asui. Lo yalfinan, lo limduha. Yeah, but everybody agrees that it is not agudah. Lo,
have to carry? Could you be yotzei without the
No.
So then, even if like hatan is, even if you hold that you need to tie it, you still need to carry the lulav, the hook.
Yeah, but there's a mitzvah asiyat lulav tying it, and then you can b'tzur.
But that's not a mitzvah by itself.
Neither is making the tzitzit, habibi.
Yeah, it is. Once the tzitzit is complete, it's done. There's nothing more you could do to it. Here you still have to add the lulav to.
Let's say, Yossi, every day you make a pair of tzitzit, but you're hot, so you never put them on. Did you do anything?
If I made them with Tasir Luminasa.
No, without that. You made them right.
Right.
Every day, you say, I don't, I'm not, I like to work with the shirt, no undershirt, no tzitzit, it's not macho, but I don't want to miss the mitzvah of tzitzit. So every day I'll make another pair of tzitzit. So when you have mitzvah, if you don't put them on, you didn't get anywhere.
Right.
So to over here, tying up the thing doesn't do anything for you. The mitzvah is only finished when you pick up the lulav and it throw together, right?
Right.
But if just like if you tied the tzitzit wrong, you can't be yotzei. So to over here, if you tied the lulav wrong, you can't be yotzei.
Tied the tzitzit wrong, there's nothing more to do to it. Over here, there's still something more.
Yeah, put it on. You know, they say that the lulav is like our gun to fight away the goyim. If you don't load the gun. Okay. My ta'amad Rabbi Yehuda, he says, lekicha, Rabban look at Rashi. Lo yalfinan, lo lamduha. There's no such gezerah shava. Ve'en adam dan gezerah shava me'atzmo. Elo im ken lemidom rabo v'rabo merabo ad Moshe Rabbeinu. Ve'shem ha'mikra'ot halalu lo ledrosh gezerah shava nichtavu. Is he making your own gezerah shava? We don't believe in such things. Says the Gemara. Keman az lahad tanya lulav mitzvah le'ogdo. It's a mitzvah to tie v'em lo agado kasher. Ir biyuda kilo agado amay kasher. Are it's me'akev. Ir banana amay mitzvah. Why is it a mitzvah? You didn't learn it. Le'olam rabbanani. Umishum shene'emar ze eli v'anveo etna'e lefanav b'mitzvot. It's a mitzvah to tie it. Rashi. Ve'anvehu etna'e lefanav b'mitzvot, which the Baraita explains means Sukah na'e, lulav na'e, tzitzit na'e. And lulav na'e means tight, that's na'e.
How many cadavers do we have on this one?
A bunch.
One that looks like a gun is the one with a lot of hadasim. So the one with a lot of hadasim.
זה הכלל. כל דבר שמקבל טומאה, הם משחקים בו. מקבל טומאה ואין גידול מן הארץ, הם משחקים בו. מנעני מילי. How do you know that if it's מקבל טומאה, you can't use it for schach? אמר יש לקיש, אמר קרא. It's very unusual limud. ועד יעלה מן הארץ וישקע את הגן. What is that talking about? Anyone know where that pasuk is? Gan Eden.
What was the question?
The Ed Ya'aleh min ha'aretz. So what does that teach me? What's an Ed? Cloud.
I'm sorry.
Right? Cloud. Ma Ed davar she'eru mekabel tumah. Ve'gidulo min ha'aretz. How do I know it's gidulo min ha'aretz, Jack? ועד יעלה מן הארץ. because you're the specialist. סוכה, דבר שאין מקבל טומאה וגידולו מן הארץ. I don't even know how to do it.
When is Tu B'Shvat? Tu B'Shvat. You ask me over here.
אף סוכה, דבר שאין מקבל טומאה וגידולו מן הארץ.
The question is when is 2:15? הניחא למאן דאמר ענני כבוד היו.
So, but what's the connection from Ed Ya'aleh Ma'aretz to Sukah? If you say that the Sukah is Ananei Kavod, so it has to be Zechet to the Ananei Kavod. Ananei Kavod, I learned from the Edim over there that it's Ya'aleh Min Ha'aretz and Amekabel Tumah. Ella, the man da amar Sukot mamash asu. If you hold that it was mamash Sukot, why should you learn from it? Titanya ki basukot shavti b'nei Yisrael anane kavod hayu. Divrei Rabbi Eliezer. Why? Because he says, what's hoshavti? If it's not anane kavod, what's hoshavti? If you had to build your own sukkah, what's hoshavti? So there must be anane kavod. Rabbi Akiva Omer, Sukot mamash asu lahem. They made their own sukkot. Hanichel Rabbi Eliezer. That what? That we learn from Ed because it's anane kavod. Ela Rabbi Akiva ma'ikele meimar. Where do you learn that a sukkah can't be mekabel tumah? Ki ata Rav Dimi Amar Rabbi Yochanan Amar Kra Haga Sukot ta'aseh lecha makish sukkah lahagiga. We compare the sukkah to the hagiga. Ma hagiga, which is an animal, right, Jack? That was also a very easy answer. Ma hagiga. Davar she'enu mekabel tumah. V'gidulo min haaretz, and it grows from the ground, like Jack said. Av sukkah. Davar she'enu mekabel tumah. V'gidulo min haaretz. It has to be. Right? It has to be. Not mekabel tumah and grow from the ground. Says the Gemara, Ima hagiga ba'alei chayim, av sukkah nami ba'alei chayim. So I can make a sukkah from animals. Ki ata Rabin Amar Rabbi Yochanan Amar Krab Oslecha migornecha miikvecha b'psol korov v'yeka v'katu medaber. Okay, we have another one. Let's just see Rashi. En mekabel tuma'ed ya'aleh min haaretz. Shma mina ananim gidule karkaninu. Clouds grow from the ground. V'sukkah me'ananim yalfinan. I learned the sukkah from the clouds. Share zachu zechel anane kavodu. Is to remember the anane kavod. Kedichriv kibasukot toshavti umetargiminan areh b'matlut anane. En mekabel tuma delo ne'emra tuma ela bekelim ve'ochlim. Only kelim, ochlim, mashkim ve'adam. Ed ze ve'adam. Ed.
Ve'adam ze.
Ed ze. Tuma. No, sorry. El bekelim ve'ol mashkim ve'adam. Ve'ze enenu echad mehem. It's not one of them. Anane kavod you Sukot שנאמר הכתוב שהושיבם במדבר. But if you say Sukot ממש מפני החמה בשעת חנייתם היו עושים סוכות, מה יקרה למהמה? מי יאמר לנו שלא היו משוחחת בכלים ובגדים ואורות? So we answer כי חגיגה, we learn it from החגיגה. כל בהמה לרבי יוחנן גידולי קרקע הם. How? שמן הקרקע גדלים וניזונים, they eat stuff that grows from the ground. Told you, Jack. Aval, so what is not? Aval dagim, fish, umelach, and salt, v'kemihinu petriot, lav gidule karkaninu. V'gabe ma'aser, by ma'aser sheni, karinan lehu lebehemot gidule karka. We consider behemot to be gidule karka. Yeah. Ta'amar kera, v'natatak, Jack's getting hungry. V'natatak kesef, v'kol asher ta'ave nafshecha. מה הפירת מפורש פרי מפרי? Right, the prat is בבקר ובצאן וביין ובשחר. מה הפרט מפורש פרי מפרי? It's something that grows from something else. וגידולי קרקע, and it grows off the ground. What do you mean? הבקר is גידולי קרקע?
Didn't we say something like that in Berachot?
אלא על קורחך, since it eats from the ground, it's considered גידולי קרקע. ומיהו? Kivan de lo kama miltayo de Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan doesn't last. The haparchinan Allah ima hagiga ba'alei hayim v'yalfinan ta'ama migornecha meikvecha lo samchinan Allah. We don't rely on Rabbi Yochanan la'achshure l'sachech be'orot to make sichuch with skin. T'nihid gidu la'aretz ikre al shem sha'aretz migadaltan b'mar'eh u'parnasa. Even though it's called gidu le'ha'aretz, Aval gidulim min haaretz lo ikre. It's not called growing from the ground. Ela davar hatzomeach min. Maybe you shouldn't put it priyatama when you have steak. Ela davar hatzomeach min hakarka. Only something that grows from the ground. Velo behemot. Tetanya be'asocheret hapo'alim. Po'alim ochlim b'davar shegidulo min haaretz. Vegamar milo tachsom shobet isho. Ma da'ish miyuchad davar shegidulo min haaretz. Yatsa ha'cholev ha'megabem והמחבט והמגבן. עמה לאו גידולו מן הארץ קרי לו תנא. It's not called גידולו מן הארץ. ברוך ה' לעולם.
Yeah, I was running something and.
Lose the latest in barefoot, no?